Well, hello, students. I hope you're having a great weekend. Yes, there is class Monday night. Unfortunately, I know it's President's Day, but continuing ed students do have class. I will make it as pleasant as possible for you that night. We'll cover what we have to, and then we'll be good. Okay, what I just want to kind of recap where we were, where we're going. And basically, in your online week, we essentially talked about doing a job analysis. Um, and a job analysis is so important because, as you know, in today's competitive markets, many companies are always up against the fence and making sure that they utilize their resources to the best of their ability. And as we know, our human resources are our most valuable resources. So, how do we maximize our investment in employees? Well, in order to do that, it's really important that we take a look at the job function itself. What are they actually doing every single day? How do we measure their output? Are they making their at least their salary? Are they profitable for us for being in the company? Um, are our budgets forecasted for the right jobs? These are the types of things that we need to measure and measure accurately. Vertical or centralized organizations have a very good management system, but often they don't have that horizontal structure where there's a lot of cross functionality and communication. And jobs often get silos, okay, where one hand in one part of the company doesn't know what the other hand is doing. I've seen that happen so many times. But what's really important about this particular chapter on job analysis that you just covered is that we plan for hiring the right people. We plan for hiring the talent that's going to bring our organization to the next level. We plan on looking at the job function for what it's worth. And is it really meeting the needs of our customers? Does it really look like it's faring well up against our competitors, where employees are able to adapt if changes need to be made in their job function to meet competitive demands? So we've gone by all of that, and with this last chapter, and this next chapter, chapter 5, has a lot to do with forecasting, talking about what's going to happen down the future. Are we planning right? You know, do we have the right people in the right places? How do we forecast our business? What's coming down the road? And I think it's really important to understand how we analyze our forecasting so that we're able to adjust to the changes that are existing in our external environment. So these are the types of things that we're going to be talking about on Monday night. And that's why I wanted to kind of do this little webcam video to give you an idea of where I am going, particularly with this course. So, all right, I know you've got the PowerPoints, but I just want to go over a few major points about the class. When and I know you've already seen the takeaways. So, what I'm talking about is the workforce planning process. I mean, that's part of the takeaway of forecasting and planning. it's because the external environment, where our customers live, because it's changing so frequently, it's often difficult to predict what consumers are going to do. Therefore, it's difficult to predict future business activity. And how do we know that our budget is right for our recruiting needs? Do we have not enough talent? Do we have too many people that are doing particular job functions and we can kind of, trim the fat down a little bit, so to speak, so that we don't have too many people doing the same thing? The other thing is, how do we know if big orders come in, or if we have to make a lot of changes in the organization to accommodate our customers? What the supply of not only available workers, but people that are able to meet the demands of our strategic plan. So, in this particular chapter, we talk about how to develop action plans to address the gaps that might exist between the labor supply and the labor demand. And so, finally, we're going to talk about the staffing planning process from a strategic standpoint. So, this is what we're essentially going to be doing on Monday evening. If you owe me any assignments between now and Monday, you do want to get them in. I believe so far you have hypothetical number one, and there are two participative discussions up to date. But outside of that, I will see you Monday at 5:30. Have a great weekend.